Hello, 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 hello. Hey, journeyman, journeywoman. Ha ha ha. This is the hero's journey with Dr. D. Here to encourage, to motivate, to inspire. First of all, before we get started, I start running my chops. Let me, let me, let me, let me, let me put my, uh, let me put my chat up here so y'all can let me know if y'all can't hear a word I'm saying. So let me know now. I got my chat up on the side. So I'm put my chat and I'm gonna put my link up on up. So therefore, you get ahead of the game. So when it comes time for the Q&A, then y'all can come on. You can come on. You have to ask me for the link. It's right there. So now let me start again. All right. Ooh, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. Java. Ah. Hey, journeyman, journeywomen. This is a hero's journey with Dr. D. So glad to have you. I am so ecstatically happy. Here to encourage, to motivate, to inspire, to educate, helping you get beyond your first move. How about if you find any value in this content? If you find any value in this content, how about you help me help you so we can help others by clicking subscribe, commenting, and sharing. What you do for me is you help me make better tomorrow, today. One person at a time. That's all we need. One person at a time to help spread love. But so tonight, you know what it is. You know what it is. Tonight is the recap, the update, and the Q&A of, you may ask, of Pray Tell. You're asking. No, nobody asked, but I'm going to tell y'all anyway. Tonight's recap, update, and a Q&A of another week of anger, the internal assassin. However, in this episode, it's the first of the very last element of the unforgiveness as it correlates to anger. We're talking about the interventions. I broke it up into 4 parts. I do 4 interventions this week, and then or 2 interventions this week, and then 2 interventions next week, and that will end it all. So I will be discussing the interventions. Jeez. That's my summary. That's my recap. But let's talk. Let's talk about it. Now, anybody's on here, get my sound person. Is my sound good? Let me know before I start rambling my lips. Tito, what is it? Is it good? Is it good? Bad? Talk to me. I think it's simple as Java. That boy did this. That boy. He know who he is. That boy. That boy. My glasses at? Okay. All right. Tonight, what we're talking about? We're talking about the recap, the update, and the Q&A. But it's of anger, the internal assassin. All right. I talked about I've talked about it to a certain type of extent, but we have not talked about any type of interventions. I just have a couple of interventions today, and some of the interventions that we're discussing is physical as well as affective. Affective being affective is talk about them things that affect your emotions, but these are the things that will help you if you have a tendency to go off the chain, to run amok. They go bombastic. If you have a tendency and the issue is that when you get there, it's kind of difficult to come back. Unfortunately, we a lot of us have that situation because we learned from our parents, and our parents did the best they could with what they had, and we cannot blame anybody for doing the best they could with what they had. But when do you change the paradigm? When do you change the program? Because if you're not getting the results that you desire, why are you doing the exact same thing? Einstein stated this: insanity is doing the exact same thing over and over again, expecting different results. What type of sense does that make? Not at all, but we all do it at some time or another. Some of us won't take corrective instruction, constructive criticism, because we know it all. And who really likes to know it all? Nobody knows it all. unless you God. And I have not seen God lately. Next door. Now the song says God in me, but nobody's created me but God. God. All right. So physical. As this is pretty brief. The summary is pretty brief. Um, and for all these soldiers, generally they're taught. Generally are taught in a time of crisis or trauma or upon an attack. What you need to do is it's 4-6-8. You inhale 4 times. You hold it. Was 4 if you can maintain 8 seconds. You inhale and you hold it for 4 seconds, and then you exhale. Try and push it to 4 to 8 seconds. That's one simple physiological thing that you can do that kind of can bring down your stress level. You notice I didn't say anger levels. I said stress level because really stress and anger are synonymous when you get to a certain extent. That's why people are high stress. They have high blood pressure. It's high stress, high blood pressure because it's an anger that's simmering, that's steeping, and that's triggered to steep. And so therefore, if it's constantly being triggered, then it's constantly boiling. You cut the oven on and you put the pot of tea on and you just you start hearing the peaking. But just imagine that every time, every day, every hour is always steaming. It's always peaking. It's always hot. It's always hot because it's a trigger. It's a trigger to keep on passing by. I'm a firm believer that you get the medication to bring down the issues to bring down the things that affect your health, and that can premature you leave, because we have to get a hold of the situation before we get a hold of the situation. And sometimes it takes longer than others, some than others. And sometimes getting a hold of the situation is not necessarily coming off the medication, but coming down from a tremendous amount of the medication. But breathing is one basic intervention that's really good. Um, and also pain, and I stated this also in the previous video. You get pain and lack of sleep. Pain and lack of sleep can cause your HPA axis to go haywire, and the HPA axis is where fight, flight, and freeze live, and that's where the influx of hormones and glucose and adrenaline, all that stuff is mixing together because it's ready to fight to survive. And a lot of pain and lack of sleep, that can trip a wire because it's trying to protect you. And if you're hurt and you're constantly hurt, then it's your body's responding to that pain, responding to that lack of sleep. What's making this person hyper vigilant? What's making this person extra alert? So, all right, then what I say? I said some other stuff. That was two. Okay, so you got, I said breathing, you got pain, and I'm just abbreviate. I got two in the effective talked about not staying in a state of not staying heated. I kind of addressed it in the first part. Not staying, being hardy, and living a life with a good attitude. And being hardy means that understanding that it's not peaches and cream. Life's not dandelions, or like this great poet said, life ain't no crystal stair. But recognizing it's still a stair. Recognizing you can walk up the stairs. Recognizing that it's still pretty to look at. Recognizing all the good things instead of focus on the bad things. If you focus on the bad things, because you always can find something bad. Have you ever been around people that just everything, they're always find something negative, even though we live in the first world country, and then And most third world countries, they would love to just go to our dumpsters to eat. The food we throw away is like filet mignon to them. It's like first class dining for them. But we complain about what we don't have. The clothes we wear, it's like wow, like a tuxedo to them going to prom. I mean, we take so many things for granted and not ignoring what's happening, but being grateful for what you have. Because what is what is. All right. All right. That's generally my summary. I want to see who has listened to the video and we will discuss it in depth. So, I don't know what I did with my. Yes, yes, yes. So, that is. That is my summary. Now we're going to go into the update. The update is I kind of did it previously. The update is I'm doing the next 2 parts of Anger the Internal Assassin, interventions, and I will give 2 interventions next week, and that will close this extended series dealing with unforgiveness. I talked about unforgiveness for a long time due to the fact that a lot of people don't know how to forgive. And they really do not know how it affects who they are. Whether they're aggressive, overtly, or passive aggressive, it's still affecting them. All right. So that's my update. Now, my Q&A. All right. Yeah. Copy off. All right. Oh, bring him in. Jay-Z.
Nah, Tito.
What's your guitar? No. Hello, Tito. How you doing? Oh man,
I'm good. What about yourself?
Good, fine. Hey, I got Renee style lights today. These lights. Hey, I see the bottom of my chin. Yeah, I was like, man, I've been looking the Okay, so tell me, did anybody see the video?
I saw the
I
video.
watched it,
We both watched it. See,
but I was high when I was watching it off the meds that were not prescribed.
Did you Renee in good company? I mean,
I am high on life.
I had the legal stuff.
that's what they say.
I am high on life.
Show me your card. Show me your card, Renee.
My card? What
It
card?
came in the mail yet. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
What card? What, the AARP card?
No.
What card?
No, medication card.
Yeah,
What
medication.
are you talking about? I don't have a medication card. I actually paid full price for medication. And I went there and they changed companies and it was $145. And I told the pharmacist why so high. She's like, oh, they changed companies. So I told him, well, can I have the one that I used to get? And he was like, well, okay, we have to order it. I said, well, I'll just wait. I'll come back. From $15 to $145.
Oh yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. Huh?
What kind of medication you get?
Something I can't even pronounce, Plagizagazone, something like that. Some medication I don't even pronounce. Yeah, so.
You go to health food store, get your red bud pills.
No, I don't think this would do it. I don't think that would do it. But I waited. I was like, well, I'll just go without it before, yeah. So.
Yeah, one time I went to go get some It's medication. I also used to get them. I didn't get them all the time. It's like some cholesterol. So insurance payment says like 30. They give you 30 for a month. So I didn't have insurance. I didn't have insurance anymore. So I just paid for them. How much it cost? $395. What you say?
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
I said, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. So I got some red rose pills because it worked the same with no side
Hey,
effects.
man. Pharmaceuticals is a multi-billion-dollar business.
Yeah, I seen your cabinet.
Captain?
I seen your cabinet.
What cabinet? What are you talking about?
Your
What?
medicine
What are you talking
cabinet.
about?
Hey,
Your medicine.
I don't even, you know what? This house don't even have any medicine cabinets. This house was built in the 1980s.
Yeah,
None of the
that
keep that in
bathrooms
grade
front
have
of.
medicine cabinets.
that grade C stuff got you tripping, man.
What are you guys talking about? Anyway, getting back to the video of an eternal assassin.
Okay,
Um,
cool. Good.
yeah, um,
I'm cut the
yeah,
whole first
we did
off
watch the
anyway.
video. Um, yeah, we did watch the video. I never thought
Okay.
about what you said about the alcohol though. That was interesting. I never thought about. I've never made that connection. You said alcohol was how you say it? Uh, takes away your inhibitions. What was that word
This
you used?
inhibitors. Like if you start drinking,
Yeah, you do
man.
things you normally wouldn't do. Liquid
Yeah,
courage.
yeah. Liquid
Yeah,
courage.
that's what we used to call it, liquid courage.
Liquid courage.
Liquid courage.
Yeah. I don't care you 6'5", 285 pounds. I take you out.
Right, right. So then you combine that with internal rage. It's a bad mixture because now you're going to be now the anger's coming out because you're uninhibited, whereas before you might have had it a little under control, but now you
Yeah,
might
yeah.
let
The composure. A lot of things we do because we have composure. I personally I like to have good composure in the midst of uh, situations like that. I want to see one person, not two.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I,
Yeah.
I
Some
was
people heighten.
when I was
Some
watching the
people.
video. Excuse me. When I was watching the video, the first portion where you say, "Hey, wait 4 seconds, 8 seconds, and stuff," I was thinking about that. It is good to kind of wait and pause so you can think about things, but at the
Mhm.
same time, what if you're dealing with one of them type A person dealing with a type A personality, and they think because you hesitant, you've been quiet, and they trying to take advantage of you waiting them few seconds. How does that? How do you
How? What do you mean? Qualify by? What do you mean by take advantage?
like say like if you're being the calm person, you're trying to be the calm person, you like they a person come at you, say they come at you sideways, and you like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and now they done went all the way in, and you like, yo, as a man, you gonna kind of be like, yo, dude, I'm
But
about to
what did they do? What I mean, what's their response? How are they taking advantage of you?
they are verbally assaulting you. You know what
Okay,
I mean? Because you done pause to get to keep from busting out with anger,
right.
and they didn't just, they didn't like let off a full clip, in 17 rounds.
Okay, is this a loved one or just somebody?
A coworker, let's say.
A coworker. Well,
Mm-hmm.
they ain't touch you, right?
Mm-mm.
Right. All you can do is control you. See why they going off because obviously they have lost control. And if you have control, you have the upper hand. Even if they got aggressive and put their hands on you, you calm. You you okay. All right.
So you
Okay.
can calmly beat them down or hit them with a stick
Pretty
or
much.
whatever.
Right, they going off. Okay, temples, pressure points. All right. You seen the did they watch it in what's it called? You know what I'm talking about
The regulator, not the regulator. The
Equalizer?
Equalizer, yeah. That's
Yeah,
close. Regulator, equalizer, yeah.
yeah. You seen that?
Yeah, I've
No,
seen it.
You see that? Okay,
no.
well, he was a special ops, what have you, but he's retired. He had secret clearance, what have you, but he wanted to be known. He was just real quiet. And there was a scene in there where this girl was sex trafficked, and he went to the Russian mafia, and he told them he got his $10,000 for her freedom, and he's like, we don't know what you're talking about. It's like it's $10,000, and he had a whole bunch of people around him. The Russian did. He's like, I give 3 weeks, and you're not getting his money back for the most part. He said, and they like, who do you think he is? He said, and he was calm when he came in. You see, but when he came in from the very beginning, he was assessing everything. But he went in with trying to get the money and hopefully he'd do the right thing.
Hmm.
So after he rejected him, he looked at everything in the in the room. He positioned stuff on the desk,
Hmm.
and then he walked to the door and he counted. And he have his watches. Okay, he's very methodical, and he counted, and then he said, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 16, 18, 19. All right. And he cut the door, he closed the door, he set the alarm on, and he kind of walked himself slow motion. I'm pretty sure the breathing kind of made he's like, so he said, he gonna do this, he gonna do this, he gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. So he already saw it before it happened. He calmed
Hmm.
himself down, and he did everything. And he wasn't mad. And then when he got through, he said, 16 seconds. He was calm with it. And he was calm with that. All that to say that he regulated his emotions. All his actions wasn't based on emotions, it was based on his intention. Yeah. Right. If you could take the emotion out of an act, which I think in military they train you to not have emotion when you do certain things. It's just that when you go back home, they don't train you how to properly detox. I mean, they debrief you. You constantly doing debriefing because as you did stuff automatically, oh snap! When you come back home, you still got these memories and these thoughts, and he's like, why? And so that's the I got a cousin that's in. He's like, it doesn't work. They train you. The repetition trains your subconscious. Your body uses your subconscious. The repetition automatically doing things in practice makes it easier to do it in real play because your mind does not know the difference between play or real.
It becomes like a it's an auto it's an auto response.
Yeah, your
It's
auto
like certain,
response.
yeah. I was trying to think of the other word for it.
It's an automatic response. It means
Yeah,
muscle memory, automatic response.
yeah,
I
muscle
got.
memory. That's the word I was trying because that's the word we use, muscle memory.
He said I had to. He said I got to go to my church. He's a Marine. He said he was They had like cities. Well, yeah, city cars so y'all can practice.
Hmm.
Uh, the gunfights, what have you. And he said these kids looking Mortal Kombat and Call of Duty. He said but I tell you, he said I ain't gonna lie to you. He said this guy did a slick move. He slid off the back of another his comrade now. So he pretty much gave up his comrade. Got some bullets off, but he pretty much my partner got killed. But but he did a movie. He did a move off the game.
Yeah, this
But
is
you
real
usually
life,
your
but
real it's real life.
yeah,
He said it
yeah,
was slick though, but he gave up his boy.
yeah, and that's not tolerated.
Right, he gave up his boy. He said he slid off the back, and he said, it was just like in a video game. And unfortunately, that's why a lot of kids they'll go. The ones who have real psychotic issues, they probably in at home playing video games all day. So they've practiced. That's why they're such great shots.
Yeah.
And don't let them get Oculus. Put that thing on their head. They swear they there.
Yeah, the metaverse is going to make it even another level. The
Yeah.
metaverse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. You about to say something, Tito?
You just reminded me. I got an Oculus and I got a Quest 2 and I haven't even hooked it up yet. I done had it for 2 years. My wife been on me about it.
You had it for 2 years?
Yeah, still in the box.
Oh, you got it when it first came out.
Yeah.
Sell it on eBay.
Nah, I'm
You
gonna
get your
hook
money's
it up.
worth.
I'm gonna hook it up because everybody that I know that have them that I work with and stuff always
Just
love.
don't play the war games.
Nah, I wouldn't. I'll play something fun.
Unless you try to do some immersion therapy, then you go right there to get closure.
Wow.
Guy told me he went on an Oculus here. He got an Empire State Building. He said, "Brother, I thought I was there."
Wow.
He said, "I thought I was there." Heart started racing. I thought I was there.
Yeah.
He said, so I think it has benefits though. But it has benefits, especially when you get military or just different things, flight school. I think the simulation is excellent. But some of the video games are so real. I just don't. I don't want to have the. Personally, I think I would like it too much. I think the dopamine push rush would be so great that somebody tick me off, forget it. I'd be upset with my wife, forget it. 5 hours pass, I wouldn't care because just like alcohol, cocaine, holding around, I mean, it's a drug.
Self-medicating.
You self-medicate. So when people they medicate, is for the dopamine rush. It's the feel good. It's for the dopamine rush. That's why so there's nothing wrong with dopamine, but we're addicted to dopamine. That's why sugar is the number one drug in the world. I mean, and people medicate themselves with donuts and cake.
Yeah. I think it's gonna hamper people's, and it already is hampering people's ability to deal with reality.
Right.
Because you're escaping. I saw an interview with Keanu Reeves, and he was explaining the Matrix to, I think he said one of his nieces, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And he was, we've seen the Matrix. And he was explaining about Neo and how Neo was coming out of the Matrix to reality. I think it was his niece. She said, or his goddaughter. She said to him, why? She asked him why. Like, why does he have to come out of the Matrix? Why does he have to go to reality? Why? And he said he thought about it, and he was positive. He was like, wow, that's great. Yeah, that's great. Like, yeah, why do you have to come out of the Matrix? Why do you have to go back to reality? So I think there's a whole section of people, kind of like that movie. I was talking about it. That movie WALL-E. Have you seen that, Tito? The movie WALL-E?
With the robot?
I seen portion of it. I seen portion of the cartoon, right?
Yeah, the little robot.
Yeah.
How all the people were hooked into the machines, and the robots would service them. All they did was sit in a chair and play these things all day long.
We talk about that, yeah.
That seems like that's where we're going.
Yeah, that's not reality, though. I mean, if you think about it, it's. I see what you're saying, but at the same time, for us that actually live outside of video games, it would be. I don't see it as life, because you got to get up, you got to go to work, you got to pay for the
you got to pay for we're thinking that way logically, but there's a whole section of people, they're not thinking that way. They'll spend hours, like 8, 9 hours a day playing video games. I mean, this is something real. This is something. In fact, I was listening to a guy on a podcast, and he said, I forgot what he said. There's actually a term. They have a word for it in Japan. It's a term, and what it is it's this whole section of men that they work, they go home, and they don't have any friends. They just play video games or they watch anime. They don't interact with people. They have no girlfriend, no wife, no children. They're just like, and this is their lifestyle. I feel like there's actually a term for it. They're like disconnected. So no
Wow.
girlfriend, no wife, just have a job. Some of them might live with their mom and the mother's paying the bill and they just stay in their little apartment, play video games, watch anime, pornography, whatever, and they like have checked out of society.
Wow.
Well,
And have you seen the new filters on
the
I've seen I've seen some clips on YouTube where I guess it's the Instagram filter. They have new filters, like facial filters.
oh
That you
yeah,
take pictures and literally you wouldn't know the difference. They had this woman, she said, I'm 75. She said, this filter took 20 years off of my life. And
wow.
you would, like, I'm looking at you, it looks just like that. And the face is smooth, but then she took the filter off. And she wasn't ugly, it's just that it aged her. It de-aged her. I said,
Wow.
wow. I mean, it's face smooth. I mean, so you fall in love with the imitation.
It's like the
Wow.
ultimate catfishing,
Yeah, for most part. But some
like
people may
super
see,
catfishing.
but I think what will happen is that a person will say in love or get infatuated with the imitation. And if they're never seeing each other, if their affair is online,
Mhm.
and they just think about if they have, I'm just, I've seen what was it? Sylvester Stallone. What was it? Sylvester Stallone, Wesley Snipes. What's that movie?
Oh, Demolition Man.
Demolition Man. Remember
Yeah.
they had like Oculus on him and not Keanu Reeves, but his
What's his
partner.
name?
Not as a girl.
I
I'm
can't
about
remember the
Sylvester,
female that was in it. I can't.
Sylvester Stallone, who played Keanu Reeves female.
What was her name? I know you're talking. I don't remember her name though. She was at that interview also. Yeah, the one in the
Yeah,
Matrix. His
no, no, no,
girlfriend
no,
in the
no,
Matrix.
no, no, no. Speed,
Oh, Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock. Sandra
Yeah.
Bullock was in Demolition Man, and remember she said she told Sylvester Stallone because he was frozen. He was in the ice. She's like, "You want to have sex?" He said, "Oh, yeah." He said, "Okay." He said, "All right." He said, "Okay, come on. Okay, put this on."
Oh yeah.
He
I remember that
said,
now.
he's like, what kind of mess is this? He's like, Mr. Johnson, this is sex. He's like, I like the old way. I mean,
Yeah, I
yeah,
remember
but
that now. Yeah, I haven't seen
and
that
that
in
was long,
years.
yeah, that was a long time ago. So, but that's I would think that's somewhat your mind doesn't know if you get the visual imagery and everything is heightened, you feel like you're there. Oh, you there?
Oh yeah.
As a
Yeah.
man thinking, so is he.
Hmm.
And so if you invade my mind and have me think a certain way, am I not what I think? So I
Yeah.
think that the mind is a place where things are created or destroyed
Mm.
before they're created or destroyed.
Yeah.
Like when you have a plan, a objective, you see it through in your mind before you do it in person. And most people, the most successful people see it finished. They don't know how it's
Yeah.
gonna be finished.
That kind of remind me of a class I was in. I can't remember the class, but it was talking about it was talking about social media. It was talking about AI and stuff like that. How the algorithms track your stuff that you're doing, and you start to get your own reality because that's what information is pushed to you. You know,
Right.
if you go, if you, so that's what I kind of see it, that everybody be in their own little bubble doing their own little thing, and like,
The thing that everybody like, commonality.
yeah,
And
it's
the
crazy.
algorithms track what you like and what you're interested in and keep feeding it to you. Something
Right.
along the same line that just keep feeding it to you, which captivates your attention and keeps you on longer.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a store and then you talk to somebody about these new shoes? And, yeah, I'm gonna get some new shoes. And then you walk outside, get in your car and drive. You start getting these pop-ups
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
feeds. No, I was just talking about this.
Yeah. Yeah.
My kids like, Daddy, AI listening to you. Don't talk to your phone. Don't talk to it. It's gonna control you.
Yeah. Well, we know something mental will happen one day because the Bible says during the tribulation period that people will not be able to be saved, which has a connotation that somehow they're going to do something to people to where they won't be able to use their will, which has a connotation. I think it will be something somehow that it's going to captivate and control your mind.
Well, it's all
I
about
definitely,
choice. It's all about choice, though. I mean, you it would captivate because you gave permission. Yeah, like you take the mark. I mean, whatever you have you. I mean, everything is the forerunner to the end anyway. Now we may assume that's gonna happen tomorrow, 50 years, but I promise you, 100 years ago they said the exact same thing. They said 100 years ago they said that this is probably just a formulation of um, that's the type of technology because who knows, it 100 years, 200, 400 years, but I mean to complete the full technology they probably can do it now, but to I think it's more so not completing the technology but changing the mindset of the populace. In Hitler's Germany, they had to change the mindset of the populace to have the genocide of all of the Jews. They had
Hmm.
to kick them out. They had to kick them out of government first. They had to denigrate their status. They had to, and they fed the imagery and the concept that they're your enemies to the youth, and it permeates through society. Just think about it. You feed it to the ones who have the strength, and then it blossoms to a narrative. They start closing down the stores, try to tell you go on vacation, then put them in camps, and so they changed the whole mindset. They didn't force anybody to do anything at first. It was a mindset.
Yeah,
It's all in your mind.
we see
If
it
you
all
control the
the
person,
time now.
yeah,
Because if you say it enough, that repetition, like the old joke, everything on the internet is true. It's on the internet. It got to be true, because if a person keeps saying something over and over, it can be a lie, and then somebody else say the same thing, or they sharing the same thing over and over. Eventually, it's going to be like it's the reality now,
it
even
gotta be
though it's
true. Yeah,
not true, because they done seen it so many times that like, oh, this gotta be true. I saw this on such and such page, and I know they're a stand up type of guy, and I saw this on such and such page, and with people that you trust, if you see it on theirs, you're gonna eventually be like, oh, it gotta be legit, and it's a lie.
right.
yeah.
A perfect example was that would be with um, Dave Chappelle. You would think because they bombarded the whole media and say he did this, he did that. Oh, he's terrible. But majority of people say he's terrible. Never saw the video
Yeah, that's true.
Hmm.
Yeah.
because the video it didn't show him. Really, he really was supporting that part of society, and he had a friend, and he just saying that he cracked his joke. He cracked his jokes on everybody, but he didn't do no death threats or nothing. He didn't do none of that. But they made it seem as if, but it backfired.
Yeah, it sure has backfired.
He canceled the cancel culture. I mean, because he said, "Do they know I left $50 million on the table? you can't
Wow.
you can't cancel me.
Yeah,
I cancel myself.
yeah.
I left $50 million. What you gonna do?" And then Netflix backed him up. Yeah, so yeah,
Yeah, that's the great thing. You have to stand your grounds. The part is that so many times people take a, like you said, they don't see it, or they'll take a piece of it, or it might not even deal with you, may not even have nothing to do associated with that group or them people or whatever, but you say that's offensive when you're not even part of that group. So how would you know what's offensive if you don't belong?
right. It's the herd behavior comes from herd mentality because everybody just a lot of people just refuse to think for themselves. But
That's
because
dangerous today, to
yeah,
think for
so
yourself, because now you offend people when you think for yourself.
so if I stay with the populace, then I'll be safe. That's a coward's way.
Hmm.
So I think of Dave Chappelle's father said he said, um, name your price and don't he said don't give up. He said don't name your price and it's too much to pay, get out. That's how you can sleep at night. If you can name your price and it's more than you willing to pay, you walk away. That's what you call integrity. But when you live above your means,
Hmm.
you can't afford integrity because
Uh,
you got to keep the image.
you're trapped.
Yeah, yeah, you got to keep the imagery. You got to keep the imagery, or you got to keep up the lifestyle. Yeah, you're trapped. So you have to look at what do you care about most. Yeah, what you care about most. And you made a point when you talk about the anger. You said that about the alcohol, the inhibitors. I knew it it takes the inhibitors off when you drink. Now I'm not saying nobody going to hell for drinking. I'm just saying that you didn't monitor what you drink and how much, and how much, and look at the effects it has on you, not just emotionally but physically. Because things to get go south quick.
Hmm.
They go south quick, and you go up, but then you realize you still got to come back down. And when you come, and you understand when you come back down off that haze, then your anxiety increases. Your anxiety and your blood pressure. Yeah, your blood pressure increases, it spikes, and your anxiety level increases. So it's like, and if you're constantly drinking to that extent, it's not good for you physically or emotionally. They get your blood flow, everything is havoc, and then your liver say, "Hey, help!" Your liver say, "Help! Can I get a break?" The kidney say, "Hey, we trying to pump this stuff out, but he drinking too much. It's like 90 proof." He said, "Why they call it Everclear? Ain't nothing clear about this alcohol. Put you ever 6 feet under." And so, I mean, so it's as I tell people, say it's not. It's in the amount. Anything you can do things in modesty, And you have to look at you have to be aware of what you're doing and how much. And some people start out social drinkers, become full fledged alcoholics.
Mm.
Yeah, so I mean, you look at the effects of how that's how you get. That's the intervention. Is that if you do drink, just be cognitive of what you're drinking, the alcohol proof, how much you can drink, and if you need to be drinking at a certain time, especially when you just had a breakup or something, because that's gonna make you feel real good when you had a break. We have a breakup. I would say that don't um don't go to something that has a propensity to help you escape where you need to evaluate the situation. Well, who wouldn't go like a cheesecake or a pint of ripple? Or, I mean, because they need to escape from that trauma. But sometimes you got to feel the pain. You got to feel the pain so you can get through the pain. And then that's what I did before. In the effective part of the intervention, I said you have to own it, non-judging, non-judgmental. Own the anger, because the anger is not necessarily a bad thing, but if you keep holding on to it and let it steep. Man, have you ever cooked some and made some tea and you let it steep until there ain't no more water? What happens?
What are you saying? If you steep the tea, say that again. What do you mean? What do you
Okay,
mean to the more water?
water's in the kettle. You put the kettle on
Okay.
the stove. You steep in the tea, and then it boils,
Oh, yeah.
and then steeping, and you let it steep. You let it sound, and you keep it on there. Let it sound. What happens when you keep on letting it steep for 2 hours?
You mean the water boils out? You saying?
Yeah.
Oh, so it dries up,
And but what does it do to the container?
burns it.
Right. You the container.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, okay. All right. Damages the container.
Boy, that was good. That preach right there.
I see what you got there. Yeah. Yeah. The tea is stewing.
Dun, 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 dun. Give me a C. Tyrone. You want to say something, Tito? Go ahead.
Oh, I was just to say I use a Keurig. I was wondering where you was going with that.
That's because
I
you
have
do you know what the term bougie means?
uh
The
I think
term what?
I looked it up in the dictionary. It had your picture, Dr. B.
Tito with a good
What?
time.
T-I-T. Wait, what means booski?
Bourgeois.
A bourgeois. Oh, bougie.
Dude, dude, that grade C got you bad tonight. Bad. Go back
Bougie.
to the
Oh,
grade A. You much better when you had the grade A.
bougie. Oh,
You
I see. You're saying.
you much better on grade A.
Yeah. Well, what did you say you use instead of tea bags? You use what?
Grade
Who,
A.
me?
Grade A. What's grade A?
Whatever you got in that bottle.
Nah, this is some Mountain Dew.
Y'all
Yeah.
losing. Y'all losing me. But anyway. Are you saying he's bougie?
Hold
Oh,
on. I'm gonna
Hey,
do a Bernie Mac.
move to the center.
America, America. This is
Move
why
to the
we
center.
don't
Move to the
use.
center. I can't see your face.
That's better. Hold on. Let me get my camera right.
right
Hold
there.
on.
There it is.
Right there. Okay.
Good,
America.
good.
This is why we don't use drugs. Look at Renee. That's my Bernie Mac impersonator.
Any rate, like I said, you saying Tito's not bougie, is he? No,
No.
he's down. You from Mississippi, right, Tito?
How do you curse me like that?
No,
Oh my goodness.
I can't. Where you from? You're a country boy, ain't you?
I'm Southern. I'm not from like the country. I'm Southern. I'm from Alabama.
Oh, right. Yeah, Alabama. You from Buttermilk, Alabama,
No, I'm
right?
from Mobile. I was
Oh,
Alabama.
Mobile. Okay,
And
that's a that's a
that's big
city.
city right there. That's big city.
Mobile? I thought Birmingham was a big city.
It is a big city in the northern. I'm in the lower, but I was looking for something. If I can show you this right here, do like this for you.
Oh,
They don't
then we
strike.
beat then we
Hmm.
beat them in a national championship.
Who's your team?
Anything Georgia.
Georgia.
Anything? Look. Anything, brother.
Anything Georgia.
You
University of
you
Georgia, Georgia
you
Tech,
sound like
Georgia
you
State,
sound like a bandwagon fan. Go back and
Falcon.
forth, kind of like how Clemson and Alabama did for a while. I
Yeah.
think it's just gonna do that,
It's
but we gonna somehow always remain in the top.
right. Speaking of back, let's get back to the subject. Uh,
Yeah. The internal assassin.
yeah, yeah. So I thought here it is about how things.
We was trying to do some playing, see, because you would have got some anger coming from both sides, and then you could have like jumped in.
I don't see the parallel. I don't see the parallel. Y'all ain't got no dog. Y'all ain't got no dogs in the race. And I know Renee ain't put no money on the team.
Are you trying to say I'm cheap?
No,
I'm not
you're
cheap.
wise.
Look, you just throwing insults. I'm Boujee. He's cheap. Wow.
Uh, yeah, but it all relates to the internal assassin, which
I never
I
said.
understand. Don't
I
let
never
it
said.
get bottled up.
I never said he was cheap.
You said I was wise. You said
Wise.
I'm too wise to gamble, which I take that as a compliment. Thank you. You're right. I'm too wise to gamble on a football game.
Right. Let's just fix. All right. Okay. And Tom Brady's quarterback. Right. That ain't gonna happen.
Tom Brady?
He quit. All
Yeah, he quit.
right.
Tom,
Did
it's
he?
been 20 years. I mean, yeah,
Okay. Did he retire for real?
Yeah, he retired
yeah,
for real.
yeah, he did. He said his wife was ready for him to retire.
And his kids. He got
Yeah, and his
boys.
kids. Yeah, yeah,
He yeah, he want to be. I mean, he don't have anything to prove. He's missing camaraderie. He still be hanging around the stadium
yeah,
at all the
yeah.
games. But I was saying that they thought the anxiety issues as far as the anger, the interventions. I said whatever person does, they need to do stuff in moderation because and they need to see where they are. A lot of things people will escape to wherever helps them take away the pain. That's the thing. I think the biggest thing is that nobody really likes pain. Now you ever say no pain, no gain? People say, okay, that's fine. I'm good. I'm good with that.
Man.
Cheesecake, please. Another fifth. Okay, no pain. I'm good.
Yeah.
I won't gain anything, but that means I ain't going back either. I just stay right here. I think more people are more content on being stagnant than going towards something that may be greater than themselves. I think the doc Renee, it's you.
Somebody phone ringing.
Yeah. Somebody's calling.
I didn't know you'd be able to hear that. Yeah, somebody phoned me. I thought being on this would block it, but yeah, go ahead, continue.
Yeah, I even heard
Yeah.
my feedback. Renee, it's you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I,
you're right. Pain is not pleasant.
yeah, people. I mean, somebody may have potential to be great. Yeah, baby, it's all right. I'm good. Keep cheesecake, and because it may take too much out of them. It's easier to be lazy. We've all been there. It's easy to be lazy, but but then that little moment you're lazy, it's easier to stay lazy as long as you keep feeling good. And when you stop feeling good, sometimes it's too late
Mm.
because your lazy self could your whole family could have left you. that you lost all your money and your job, but then you 300, 400 pounds overweight. I mean, you nobody want you, nobody like you. Then you got to. Then you have to do like David did. You have to encourage yourself. But why? But see, David always knew how. King David always knew how to encourage himself. So it wasn't a big thing for him to encourage himself. But what about the person who never had to encourage themselves? Because there's always placated to, there's always appeased to, there's always told that there's always this and always that when they really wasn't. What if the person was always lied to and told how great they were, but had nothing to show for their greatness?
Mm.
So, and then they get 45 years old and realize, oh snap, I ain't got nothing to show for myself. Yeah, but the perk is they still lie. And you still can change stuff over, but it's the process. Like even we all been in the gym. The process to get back in shape and it's the pain, the muscles tear in order to be built. But are you willing to tear the muscle to build the bigger one? Yeah,
Yeah.
are you willing to feel the pain? Actually, when I go to the gym, I like to feel the pain because I know with the pain there's progress. If I don't feel no pain, just look. I don't want to feel a whole bunch. So I try to make sure I stretch. I have done that before. I'm gonna get my legs back. Yes, I do squat. Yeah, felt good. The adrenaline rush. I was good while I was in the gym. A couple hours later, in a day or two or three, I was holding the steps, walking slow because everything was tight. Because I ripped muscles to build muscle. So I realized that now you have to know what you can manage and not rush the process, but savor the process while you learn from the process. So understanding where you are, how old you are, the situation, environment you're in, but therefore what you do, you work toward it. You gradually work, you build up. Like if you was running a full 40 in 45 seconds when you was 18 and now you're 38, you say, yeah, I remember. You start running, probably a good start off. But if you're not doing the exact same thing you was doing when you was 18 years old, continue, you're not disciplined, yeah, you won't have the same success. But you can build back up to that though. Like you start walk first, then you start skipping, then you jog. Eventually, you take little bursts. Now you know you sports scientists. I mean, yeah, you take little bursts and then you burn and you get better, and then you rapidly you'll lose more weight and you increase your lung capacity. Can you speak on that, Renee?
No, yeah, no, you're right. I mean, you said it. I don't know if I could add. Yeah, you said it exactly right. You know, just got to,
Yeah,
yeah, you can rebuild. Yeah, it's a process. Yeah.
it's work, and but when you and that's when I said at the beginning of this, I said you have to see the end before the beginning, or you have to see from whence you've come, or once you no, you have to see from where you left. See, when you're 70, 80, don't take nothing to get back in shape. You ain't gotta pay no bills. You ain't responsible for Jack. But when you start getting responsible for people and things and livelihoods and being the head of a household with the world on your shoulders, oh, that's a different type of stress. Yeah. But how do you deal? The thing is, how do you deal with the stress so you don't allow it to turn into rage? Because stress really is a synonymous term of anger. Is healthy stress? Is unhealthy stress? The healthy stress tells you that there's something wrong. The unhealthy stress stays with you, and you steep on that unhealthy stress, and you don't do nothing about what's wrong. And it takes over you instead of you using the warning sign to make the left turn or make the right turn or even stop the car and look under the hood. You keep on going, and then you crash. That's what it happens. You see the stuff in the speedometer. You see all the stuff in the dashboard of your car you driving. Yeah, it'd be all right. You, you, you hear a bunch of noise. Oh, I can get by. Yeah, you gotta go a little slower. But you never take time to stop and look under the hood. If you're taking time to look under the hood, you probably can stop. You can totally, you can say, oh man, you could have caught in time, but you could have made some adjustments.
Preventive maintenance.
Right. Preventive maintenance is an ounce of an ounce of pounds
An ounce of prevention is worth a
prevention,
pound of
pound
cure.
of good,
Yeah,
pound of good, right?
pound of cure, right? An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. I think that's how they say it, right?
I thought it was good. It's
Okay, well,
pound of
that,
good.
that that's just as good. An
You
ounce
know
of
who knows?
prevention is kind of
You know who knows?
Alexa,
Hey, hey Google,
Google.
can you complete this? An ounce of prevention
Prevention.
is is worth a pound of. I think I cut you off. Yeah, it ain't acting right. Temperamental. Hey Google, can you complete this saying? An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of. I must cut it off. Usually, he remembers everything, recalls everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could be talking to somebody else. It'd be typing. What in the world? I think I cut it off because my son started talking to it. I said, nah. Only recognize my voice. We be in the car. Hey Google, Google won a championship.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. I think that's it.
Okay. Yes. I mean, so it's and that's hard for anybody. But that's life is about the journey. And every day you get up, messed up. Okay, you just get back up on the horse, get back on the bike, keep on moving. It makes it better, or more tolerable in some people's case.
Mm.
You know, just think about Victor Frankl was in internment camps in Germany, and he kept himself. He wrote great books after he got out, but he was he was in his mind. He saw getting out. Yeah, he saw getting out, and then he wrote a lot of good stuff about the will to stay alive. You have to see it to become it. As a man thinketh, so is he. But I think the biggest issue is that we don't think enough for ourselves.
Yeah.
We become the he that somebody else creates, but not the he that we want to be. Because you ask some people what you want to be. I don't know. This is what they say. Successful. What does that mean?
Yeah.
That
Like
can
Lil
have a
Wayne?
different. That could be a different definition for each person.
Right. What does that mean? Success? Yeah. Some people are successful just having 3 meals a day.
Yeah.
Some people successful. I can't wait. When I grow up, I'm gonna get me a bed by myself. I don't have to share three brothers. That's successful.
Yeah, I was having a conversation with a coworker one day, and we was talking about something, and I was like, I remember when I used to think I wanted to be rich, but the older I got, I realized I wanted to be comfortable. It wasn't about being rich; it was about being comfortable.
Well,
Yeah.
And it's one of them things. It just come with time and maturity. It's just like dealing with anger. It comes with time, and as you mature, but you have to put in the work. You have to You have to gather the tools. You have to use the tools. You know, just don't buy the tools and have them sit there, but you got to actually use them. And as the more and more you use them and you put in that work, the better things become. The better you manage that anger, the better you manage your response to things, and you can take that pause. You can as I was saying before, you do that 4 seconds, 8 seconds, and that person rattle off. You able to take that because you ain't talking about, hold on, you ain't thinking about, yo, this guy just insulted my manhood at this time, or girl, or whoever insulted my manhood. You're thinking about, you know what, if I respond to this out of anger, it's a worse effect, because what they're gonna see is me responding, not the person that actually, caused the incident to happen. It's kind of like being at school. The kid that hit the kid first never get caught. It was the kid that hit back.
The one that
And
retaliates, yeah.
right. So it's one of them things of um, it just come with time, and like I said, you have to use the tools. And I learned that a long time ago. Um, the first time I ever seen a psychiatrist is that you have to use the tools that's placed in front of you in order to have success in what you're trying to achieve. First, you got to be honest. Well, hold on. First of all, you got to want the help. Then you got to be honest.
Hold on,
And
what's
then the
the
tools
back?
that's given.
I had the background. Is it you? Go ahead,
Who,
Tito.
me?
Yeah,
Is it me?
yeah, it's
I got
you.
on earbuds. It's me?
That's what it is. Yeah. You hear Renee?
No, I don't hear anything. I just hear him talking. That's it. I don't hear anybody.
Go ahead. I take care of the edit.
Okay. Because everything I got on is muted in the background. I don't have nothing, and I got on my earbuds, and I'm talking
It's
through my
Renee.
phone.
Hmm?
It's Renee.
What? What do you hear?
It's like a backdrop. It's like feedback. Yeah, feedback.
What?
I'm coming through your speaker, Renee, and
You
it's
still
coming
hear
back
it
through
now?
the video feed.
You still hear it?
Okay, say something, Tito.
Hello, hello,
Don't.
hello.
Yep,
Test,
I don't hear
test.
it at all. Oh, hold on, wait. Go ahead, say it again.
Check, check. Pepper. 1, 2, 3. Mic check. Mic check.
You good? Yeah, it's Renee.
Okay.
You still hear it?
No,
Is it gone?
I'm
yeah,
not talking. Can you hear it now?
no, it's gone.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay. Go ahead, Tito. What were you saying?
Now I just looked up. You seen this craziness on chat?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Who is
no, that cut it off.
Well, I,
that?
I just looked up, and
Yeah, who is that?
I don't know.
Somebody that's bored?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Yeah. And see, at first I wasn't even looking at the chat on my phone, and I just happened to look up, and I'm like, "What?" They kept repeating it.
Yeah, no.
That's
Uh,
crazy.
I thought I cut it off. Go ahead.
It's
Yeah.
actually, I bet you it's actually pretty normal. It's just that, let's say, in podcasts or live shows where there's like tens or hundreds or thousands of people commenting, you don't see it as much. You know what I mean?
That
But I
because
bet
they
you
have
people,
that because they
huh?
have that's because they have we call wrenches. You have like a moderator that's
Mhm.
behind it, and they're screening calls or screening chats, and they're blocking them.
No, okay.
They have somebody. It's called a wrench.
Mhm.
Is it off now? I put it on private. You see anything?
Well, it might be still,
not anything new.
yeah, not nothing new either.
Someone's
Okay.
bored.
I'm
Yeah,
trying
that's
to
what
cut
it
it.
is.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Well,
Are
it's
you
a good
you
thing. I done lost my train of thought, but I was just gonna say with them comments, anger. It's a good thing we're talking about anger and working on it, huh?
Yeah, yeah,
That's true.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
That's true. I know. Yeah,
mhm.
I can take care of that on the other end. But what's for you saying? What was you saying? I'm sorry, I cut you off. You.
Oh, I know I was talking about tools. Admitting you have a problem, getting the tools, and actually using the tools that's out there. Kind of like what we're talking about now. Because if you don't use the information that's given, it's just a waste of time. I'm not going to go see my doctor and tell him my symptoms. He prescribed me medicine, and then I don't take the medicine. Then I go back to him again and say, "Hey, doc, I still got the same problem."
Right.
But you're not using the tools that are available to you. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think people don't. Yeah. People don't. They forget because life take hold of them. Then it's like they forget to a certain extent. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, people. With that being said, I will be doing. Oh, check this out. I'm doing Tell me, think this be helpful. I'm I'm doing where I have started, where I'm doing two new elements to the channel. I am gonna do one called conversation. I told you about this conversation with Dr. D. Ride and share.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, ride and share. And then if I put up shops in coffee houses, then I'll call it sit and share or talk and share. Yeah, the sit and share. So yeah, this sit and share or ride and share, and I'll edit it, do the audios or maybe do the videos to it. That right. Also, I will do another link with about 3 or 4 meditations with music. What do you think about that?
Mhm. Sounds good to me. I don't know much about these things, but it sounds good to me.
Like remember I gave you one like a 10-minute one, a ten
Hmm.
minute meditation, something
Yes.
something to that extent. Lord, I may even use the same words. Something to that effect to just get somebody started and just get you in the right frame of mind. Because I use it one in the morning time to try to get me in this type of frame of mind and to help me think about what I think about. Because if you get your mind on the right track at the very beginning, then you open yourself up to be more receptive to progress. And then it helps to have a certain melody that you like, that's soothing and not gonna put no heavy metal on there and people yeah.
They're not gonna be very relaxed.
No, but some people may get down with that. I mean, yeah, they focus on that.
Yeah.
I know a guy that all A student when I went to college and he like he tuned out. He was a DJ too, and he'll blast his music. He be blasting it, and he do all his homework. But that was his way. That was his white noise. But see, that was his white noise. That all the music because music was in his head. So it depends. It depends. Yeah, I look at what I would like. So if I put on what it helps me, because some people do meditation, they can't sit still. They open meditation, mean they go into the environment. Oh, that's next week. I'm I'm telling myself. Okay. Part of the adventures. All right. I just want to get your feedback on that.
Oh, yeah, sounds good to me. I think you should give it a try.
What about you, Tito? What you think?
Yeah, I think you should try it.
Yeah.
I agree with Afro Man.
Afro man.
Yeah, because he was high.
Like I said, I'm high on life.
You like doing Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, you move your head
Oh,
like
no,
that.
it's my neck.
My neck and my back.
Yeah, your neck and your back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stretching my neck. Mm,
All right, people. All hearts, minds are clear.
yeah.
Amen. 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 All right, I'm signing out.
All right, out.
All right. You got it. You guys have a wonderful evening. Take care.
All right.
All right, you too. Good night, everybody.
Night. All right. Hey, gentlemen, gentlemen, this is Hero's Journey with Dr. D. Do appreciate you coming out and sharing your time with me. And remember, you don't remember anything else. Help me. How about you help me help you so we can help others by clicking subscribe, commenting, sharing, and giving me 2 thumbs up in the comment section below. If you haven't seen me, not in the chat, but in the comment section down below, leave a comment. It helps the algorithm. It helps me out. So, because when you do all this, what you do is you help me make it better tomorrow, today. Yes, you do. You help me make it better tomorrow, today. And also, look up to the left, to the right, and you should see um, a couple playlists that I have, and maybe 1 or 2 previous videos so you can catch up on where I'm ending tonight. And look down in my comment section. And I have audio podcast, Spotify, Apple Play, and my website. If you need a little bit more, check out my website. Set a session, and so we can help make it better tomorrow, today. But if you don't remember anything else from tonight's broadcast, remember this: every day you get a vertical, make it your goal in life to always move forward and never move back. Why? Because I believe that you're important. God knows that you're important. So therefore, it gotta be, and it is. You are important. Peace and blessings. And this is Hero's Journey with Dr. D. And we are